if I do well, right, and that means that I do have a Terraform CLI available in my path. The next step is cloning of the Git repository, which is this, which I already have done. So if I would do so this is if you can see my screen, right, I am already there on the Terraform AWS. The stuff which you can see under this directory Terraform AWS, these are the similar stuff that is available on the GitHub repository, which I already cloned. If you're not, then feel free to clone that repository to start with. Then it asks, the fourth step is go to this particular file to update the user var as per the requirement. So if I would go inside this file, which is Dave, I'm not gonna sort of edit that particular file because I already have standard configured by myself. But if you want to change this sort of an CIDR range that you that your VPC or subnet will have, for example your user public key, feel free to make a changes over here and then save this file. The next step is run Terraform init, right? So I'm just copying it and executing Terraform init. Terraform init is a command which gonna initialize all sort of modules that you have defined. It's gonna initialize your provider, which is AWS in this case, right? So the provider initializations and the module initialization is something what Terraform init has to do. So whenever there is a change in a provider or whenever there is a change in a module code, right, you should execute Terraform init command as a prerequisite to load your changes with respect to module as well as provider. So provider is something what AWS in this case, so that has been done, and it has initialized the backend and all sort of a provider plugin as well as module. The next step is to run Terraform plan, right, and I'm supplying var-file argument is equal to dev.tfvar, which is the same file which we have open over here, right? So I'm just enter the command and hit enter. It will ask you input, right, which is a user IP range to allow EC2 instance access externally. Now this is something which is a single input to this entire automations, which is the public IP of your computer, right? So how I can get my public IP? So I just need to go to Google and type my IP. Now why this is important, right? This is important because we're gonna control that Kubernetes clusters from our local workstation, right? And in order to access to that jump box from our local workstation, which is my laptop, I need a public IP to be whitelisted into the security group so that it will allow my connections from this IP, right? So we have to provide it in the IP address, comma CIDR notation. So I'm using /32 and hitting enter. Now this Terraform plan would take me through the changes that is gonna happen, or that Terraform is gonna create on my AWS account. So it is taking a bit of time because of the resources that has to be created are 24 in number. So the time is not more than a minute. So if you can see, right, the Terraform plan has complete its execution. Terraform plan is just a dry run, right? Terraform hasn't created any resource on your AWS account yet. This is what my AWS account. It just Terraform plan just make a dry run of the actions that you mention inside your code that gonna execute on your target provider, which is AWS in our case. So if you can see, right, I don't have anything to be created on my account. It's clear and empty, right? So, and it says that 24 resources are going to be added, 0 change, 0 to destroy. It's mean as my account is empty, it's not going to change anything because it's a first time run, and it's going to add something, so there's nothing to be destroyed, right? So all these 24 resources are supposed to be added as a part of the next Terraform apply, right? So as I said, Terraform init is the first step which we did, which is going to initialize the module. Terraform plan is a sort of a dry run, and the next and the last step is Terraform apply, which actually going to make the changes to AWS account. So just the plan is being replaced with an apply, right? The file remains same, the dev.tf file. So now I'm gonna fetch the apply. It's asking me to enter an IP again, so I already have that, so I'm going to supply the same IP range in the form of CIDR. And now Terraform apply is gonna make a changes to my AWS account, but again it asked me a confirmation before. We'll see that in a minute. So Terraform plan and Terraform apply both are doing a similar purpose. However, Terraform plan is just a dry run, and Terraform apply is actually going to make that change, right? So again, the output is same, and it asks us to confirm if you want to perform this action. The only input accepted at this prompt is yes. So I enter that and hit an enter. Now it's going to make changes to my AWS account, and we'll see what it's creating. If you can see, it's created an kubevpc, it created an EIP, a key value pair, a subnets, a route table, a network ACL, and hell lot of things, right? So everything is going as per the pattern of sequence which Terraform maintain in its metadata. So Terraform does maintain the dependencies of resources. Those has to be created first, and those has to be created afterward. So as per that sequence definitions, Terraform do create the resources. Regardless, we define them in whatever order. Terraform will follow its own order to create the resources onto an actual cloud provider. So if you can see, it's creating an EC2 instance, NAT gateways, and Jumpbox, KubeMaster, KubeNode 2, and related stuff. If I go to my Kubernetes account now, then I should have, sorry, if I go to my AWS account, then I should have few resources running out there.
So here you are creating an infrastructure using Terraform.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you can see
some CIDR blocks from where you need to capture all the script.
The entire script has been as a part of this repository. So you only need to clone this repository on your laptop, right, and start following this how-to guide. Everything has
how we should create those.
How you should create those scripts, right? So if you go inside this sort of a repository, right, if you want to make the changes, if you go inside the module and for example at EC2s, you can make the changes to this sort of a script anytime, and there is a pull request, or you can experiment all those stuff on your own laptop or on your own environment, right? So all the script has been given over here, okay, and you just
as a DevOps engineer, we need to write all those things.
Yes, eventually,
or else some architecture will, right.
If you want to be a full stack DevOps engineer, right? If you want to be having a knowledge of how sort of a Terraform code has to be written, it is expected you to write everything, right? But if you want to be, say, only a new piece, that you want to start using working at only the Kubernetes, right? This sort of thing is that sort of an extra pain that you need to go through each single stage, right? And then it directly offer you a Kubernetes cluster, right? But it doesn't stop you of writing your own script and making and building your own infrastructure with those scripts. So you can clone this repository on your laptop. You can make the changes in the script. If you want to add your own script into that, you can do that as well, right? It's just a portion of a HCL code as well as shell scripts code, which is wrapped together into this repository. So if you can see, right, the Terraform plan has been completed, and this is a bin that has been generated out of that, right? And if I go to my EC2 console, I can see the infrastructure has been created, right? If I go to the VPC, you can see the VPC created. You can see the Elastic IP has been assigned. It's just loading for a Cube AIP. The key pair has been created. The subnets and VPC has been created. The key pair has been created, right? And in terms of instances, we created the Jumpbox, which is act as a bastion host, a Cube Master, a Cube Node 1, and Cube Node 2. So Cube Master, Cube Node 1, and Cube Node 2 are in completely private subnet. However, Jumpbox was there in the public subnet, right? So we have done up to a step here, I believe. Right, and step number 7, run Terraform apply var file. Var-fn file is equal to dev.tf.var, right? So that created our infrastructure, and we do have the output results in front of us.